Oh. Greetings, gamers. It's been another slow night. So we're kind of just vibing here. It's probably also going to be another short stream. It is kind of late. And I do have shit I need to do in the next coming days. So I guess we'll see. But either way. Where'd we leave off at? Right, okay, we skirted past here, we met a dude here, he punched us, and we gave him food. And then we're just like, hey, yo, we can help each other out. We got to here, he's like, don't shoot, here's the password. I opened the door. He bolts for it. I play it sneaky breaky like. And then hide over here. That's cool. Decide to actually go inside because the door's unlocked. And there's an old man inside. The old man introduces me to swindle stones. I bust us out by magically picking the lock. And then we both bolt. I follow the path down here into the inn. We spend the night there. Bada bing, bada bang. We get a magical chain here. Yeah. Is there anything else to sum up? Fuck it. My life. Just gaming. Gaming and completing finals. Not finals. Well, I mean, one of them's a final, but it's basically already done, and it's a take-home final. Other than that, we're big chilling, man. Open to get out more. Open to... I found that there is a archery club really close to me, actually. And it's like, for a year-long membership, it's like $100 in total. They offer like a ton of shit, so it might be a blast to go do. Might also pick up airsofting. We'll see. That also seems like a blast, but you never really know till you try it, right? I guess it's a similar situation with archery. Hesitant to jump head on into archery, just because I'm not sure. But at the end of the day, it's literally target practice, man. Like, can't really go wrong with just something sporty like that, I suppose. I've been hit hard with the meat sweats today, basically. Went to Fogo de Chão. Unlike our guy here, I've been eating well, been vibing. Been actually, like, playing an ungodly amount of Minecraft in the last few days. Rather concerning, actually. Of course, there was one day I just didn't play video games the entire day, but that's a separate story. We won't get into that. We've got Steve Jackson's Sorcery to dive headlong into. All right, so right. We were deciding whether or not we wanted to head into the Festival of Thieves. Check this area out. Then I think the plan was we were going to loop back around because I didn't want to do what I did in the Shamuntanti Hills. I think that's what they were called. The like stage before this stage. because we kind of just sped run the Shamotanti Hills. And that wasn't really it. We probably could have like stayed for a bit longer, but you know, whatever. We're totally going to get pickpocketed here though. It's going to suck. All right. You continue along the road towards the noise. After a few minutes, you're walking between tall poles and rippling colored flags. People and creatures sprawl across the path, and several tents have been erected, their poles joined together by more flags. Approach. Right. I'm also just reiterating this. Each stream, we get 3 total rewinds, excluding deaths. Again, this is gonna be a relatively short stream. So if we use 3 in total, we're big loser, but whatever. You ease your way into the edge of the gathered crowd. It all looks good-spirited and fun. And with so many people here, perhaps you will pick up useful information about the spell lines and city nobles. Look around. You look at the various events. There are a group of musicians playing a merry jig for a troupe of dancers. Elsewhere, a dwarf has trained a dancing bear on a lead. And, on the other side, watched by a hollering and cheering crowd, a ruffian is calling for challengers to take on his champion in bare-knuckled combat. It's a quite spirited affair. You walk to the south end of the fairground midway. A boy with a barrel stands off to one side. A dull-looking tent stands near the river. There are more exciting stalls further north. Huh. Do we give Barrel Boy a shot, or do we just say fuck it, move north? Yeah, because this goes for a while, actually. Hold on, let's re-see here. A dull-looking tent. Assuming that's this. Surely Barrel Boy is gonna say some interesting shit. You approach a boy standing by a barrel and looking sheepish. What's this festival? You ask. The boy shrugs, but says nothing. What are you selling? The boy points into his barrel, but doesn't answer. Why don't you speak? The boy shrugs, but doesn't seem to want to answer properly. Look into the barrel. You peer into the barrel. It is full of small, hard apples. Most are blackened by disease, or else are shot through with maggot holes. How much is an apple? You ask, despite the fact it's hard to imagine anyone paying for one. The boy holds up a single finger with one hand and 5 fingers with the other. One gold piece for 5 apples? The boy nods. Man, I'm getting swindled. There's nothing good that's gonna come out of this. It's also 1 gold piece, right? We've gotten big money. This boy seems I don't know. Fuck it. Let's buy it. Let's give the boy a sale. He's having a tough day. You hand over a gold piece, and the boy supplies you with 5 apples. In your hands, you feel they are rock solid, hardened by some disease into stones. The boy bows his head in thanks, then gestures behind him. A girl, possibly his sister, pops up from behind another barrel and pulls to face you. Stick my tongue out in return. You stick your tongue out in reply. The girl giggles, then dodges behind the barrel. The boy looks at you expectantly. The girl peeks up again. Is that your sister? You ask, pointing in the girl's direction. The boy nods, then takes an apple from his barrel and throws it across the field. His sister dodges quickly out of the way. Might as well engage in a little bit of tomfoolery while we're here, you know? You lob one of your apples at the girl, but she dives to one side and it misses. The boy claps his hands. The girl sticks her arms out either side, then quickly ducks. Why not throw another apple? You ready your second apple and wait for the girl to show herself. As soon as she pops up, you throw, but your aim is off. You miss by a finger's breadth or so. The girl giggles, then she ducks out of sight. I don't want to actually hit this child. But, you know, we got to make the most out of our money. This time, you ready your aim, and when the moment arrives, your throw is sharp and on target. The apple hits the girl in the arm and she whoops, standing up and pointing at the red mark the apple's left. The boy claps and reaches into his pocket, handing you a prize, a large and tasty-looking apple. Oh my god. Thank him. You thank him and he shrugs, says nothing. You hand back the remaining blackened apples to the boy. He throws them at his sister, and you walk back onto the midway. The fair spreads out around you. Hawkers announce the various attractions at the top of their lungs. The general atmosphere is cheerful, with just a hint of violence. Oh my god. We just did violence against a child for a ration. I'm cool with that. See the small tent. You approach the small tent. By the door, a young elven woman is collecting the entrance fee. 1 gold apiece, she declares, winking at you. What's inside? Marco the Amuser, she replies, still smiling and winking. Perhaps there is something wrong with her other eye. He's a very funny one. 1 gold piece. This winking is concerning. I do not get good vibes from this lady. I shall leave. No offense intended, you reply politely and step away into the fair. From across the field comes a murmur of excitement. Then, quite suddenly, a small tornado lifts the tent sharply away in into the air, sharply up into the air and away. What fucking bullet did we just dodge? What? Oh, no, hold on. What the fuck just happened? Okay. We're moving on. I'm a bit shook. You push your way through the crowds to the very heart of the fair and look around at the attractions on offer. It's a beer tent. There's the dancing bear. Oh, I feel like if we go to the beer tent, we are definitely getting drugged and robbed. It's care. Like, despite the fact that it has been pleasant thus far, it's still called the City Port of Traps. We've been warned so much about this town fucking sucking. This is literally the Festival of Thieves, and I haven't even been pickpocketed yet. What a joke. Let's go see the dancing bear. You cross the fair to join a crowd gathered a safe distance around a dancing bear. A dwarf stands in front of the bear, holding a lead that is fastened to a ring in the creature's nose. "See my beauty dance," he growls, jerking the cord. The bear stumbles around in obvious pain. Jesus. As he tugs the cable, he plays a pipe with great gusto. The crowd are in stitches of laughter at the poor bear's performance. Free the bear. Jesus Christ. Oh shit, okay, hold on, that's a really interesting detail. Right here, this man's getting freaking pickpocketed. Hell yeah. I'm gonna watch a while. You hang around for a moment and watch, mostly curious to see if the bear will strike down its miserable owner. Suddenly, a cry goes up from somewhere in the audience. "My gold! My gold! Pickpocket! Beware! There's a pickpocket at work!" Oh shit! Oh, fuck it! That's hell yeah, dude! Oh my god! I can't believe that's brilliant. Like, it's like in the art and everything. Fucking Christ, that's excellent. You and the rest of your crowd spin round towards the voice and see a small creature darting away into the crowd and into one of the tents. Oh, we're chasing. You elbow your way through the crowd, hoping to grab the pickpocket, but there are too many people in the way. By the time you've pushed to the edge of the crowd, the little figure has vanished. Someone shouts, "What's happening to the dwarf?" This entire show is a pickpocket's endeavor. Like, this is a setup. The dancing bear and everything. Like, the dwarf's in collusion with pickpockets, basically. I'm calling it. You slip away, listening to the hue and cry as more of the crowd disappears, or discovers that they too have been robbed. Oh my god. You keep one hand firmly on your gold until you are back outside the crowd. From somewhere nearby, you catch a glimpse of a shadowy figure disappearing behind a tent. Something about the way it moves is familiar. Hey, yo, that's Flanker, isn't it? We're following the figure. You push through the crowd, following a dark figure into a narrow gap. Cautiously, you enter the narrow space, and then suddenly there's a hand at your throat. I'll kill you, breathes or what is this, Flanker? What voice did I give Flanker? Hold on. I will kill you. We're gonna go with that voice. Breathes a voice you recognize. Laugh with pleasure. You laugh with delight. It's Flanker, the assassin whose life you spared before you reached Torpani. Greetings, you declare enthusiastically. Flanker nods. He does not smile, but he seems pleased to see you. Aha, my friend and enemy. I see, like myself, you also enjoy the fun of the Festival of Thieves, and you look as hale as the moment you left me. Your journey has been uneventful so far, I trust. How have you fared in care? Well, so far. Indeed. So far. Flanker laughs. Quite so, as you have not had to face the portal traps. They will take your smile and move it around your throat, as we assassins say. Portal traps. Flanker laughs. Do not fear. You've not missed out. You've only survived this far because all the traps are on the other side of the river. He pauses to glance around him, as if he is waiting for something. But if so, he does not see it. I have a few minutes, he says. Tell me of your quest. How does it go? Or how goes it? The journey is long, but I am unbowed. Good, he nods. I am glad you are still no coward. To be defeated is a shame, but to be defeated by a creature without a spine, but to be defeated by a creature without a spine is a torture. What does that mean? I need to find the city of nobles. I was told by an old man that they're the only ones who know the spell to the north gate. Flanker nods. Indeed, this is true. But I do not know this city well enough to know where you might find them. Perhaps you might appeal to one of Care's gods. Which god? Slang is not strong enough for such knowledge, I think, though you could try his shrine. Between the well and the docks, Flanker replies, somewhat carelessly. Otherwise, Korga would know, but his temple is by the north gate. He nods finally. But I must be away. Perhaps I will see you again later. I'll be drinking at the Wayfarer's Rest tonight in the docks. Join me, if you will. You nod to Flanker and return to the main throng of the fair. Thank you, Flanker. What a brilliant young boy. What a spry young lad. What a gentle fellow. I've been pickpocketed. I didn't even notice that. 10 gold is indeed missing now. Oof. Beer tent. We're not reverting for that. Like, fuck. That sucks. But we're not reverting for that. Just by the river is a low tent, surrounded by several stumbling figures. It could almost be a tent for dancing, except for the strong smell of brewed grain that drifts over the air. In the stall, a group of 3 half-goblin women are pouring mugs of beer and talking to the locals. A sign reads... Sorry. Had to burp into the mic there. Don't get too horny, fellas. In the stall, a group of 3 half-goblin women are pouring mugs of beer and talking to the locals. A sign reads, 1 mug, 1 gold. 4 mugs, 6 gold. Let's talk to the bartender. You push your way to the bar and wave to attract the attention of one of the women. Greetings, she smiles. What can I do for you? I don't know why I decided she is vaguely Scots Gaelic or something. What can I do for you? Oh god, these voices fucking suck. Why are 4 mugs so expensive? Isn't it cheaper to buy 4 separately? Oh, no, the woman replies, smiling sweetly. It's a special offer, you see. 4 mugs for 6 gold pieces. This is some goblin logic. I don't even know what to do. But that's more expensive than buying separately. Oh, the goblin lady replies. I see your mistake. It's a common one. We should fix the sign. But she doesn't explain. She quickly disappears to serve another customer. A tall, spindly creature raises his voice to announce he's buying 4 mugs. A huge cheer goes up, but mostly from the women behind the bar. I'm leaving the tent. You don't like the look of it, so you should leave the crowd and walk away. You don't like the look of it, so you leave the crowd and walk away from the tent. Look back. Looking back, you notice a pipe running from the tent directly into the Jabaji River. It seems that the beer isn't beer after all. Bruh. I mean, all right. You walk to the north of the fair ground midway. The fair continues here and the road leads away uphill. Yeah, we're just gonna... I think we're gonna continue up to the docks. Try to meet Flanker. Okay, there's bare knuckle fighting. There's musicians. But yeah, I think this... I got robbed for like 10 gold pieces, right? I feel like we gotta make that back. Let's do the bare knuckle fighting. We might be able to win here. You cross the fairground to a wrestling ring. A ruffian is inside. Or you cross the fairground to a wrestling ring. A ruffian inside is announcing the current challenge. People of Care, are you ready for a fight? In the white corner, we have our challenger, Anvar the Barbarian. The crowd cheers and whoops. Look over Anvar. Anvar is about half as tall as you, with sheets of muscle on his arms and legs, but he's probably lighter than an ogre, which means he has less momentum. And in the black corner, the brawling champion of Care, the one they call Skull Splitter, the ogre Kagu of Daduli. Look over Skull Splitter. The ogre looks as thick as any ogre you might meet, but he is made of solid muscle. His arms and legs are like twisted bark of trees. Or like the twisted bark of trees. Challenger, are you ready? Demands the ruffian. Anvar nods and beats his chest. Oh, dude, we can bet. We have our challenger, Anvar the Barbarian. I'm going to place a bet. You find a wager man by the look of his enormous hat, to which the odds and results are pinned on bits of cloth. Feeling lucky, are you? He chuckles, with evident glee. His palms are sweating, and you notice he carries flick blades inside his sleeves. Place your money on me. Ask the odds. 3-1 on the challenger. 1-3 on the champion. What does that mean? For every coin you bet on the barbarian, you will get 3 extra back if he wins. But for every 3 coins you put on the owner, or on the ogre, you will only get 1 back if he wins. So it's a scam to bet on the ogre. We ain't betting. You look over the 2 fighters. They seem equally matched. I'll pass, you say. The man shrugs, smiles greasily, and slips away into the crowd. Meanwhile, in the ring, the fight has begun. The barbarian in the white corner growls and beats his chest. The ogre raises his fists into the air and shakes them. I can cast a spell. Hold on. Okay, hold on. We're rewinding. I totally forgot that, I'm a wizard. In a game called Sorcery, I forgot that I can do sorcery. And who can challenge? The man shrugs. Anyone crazy enough to want to get their head smashed in. On the platform, the ruffian turns to the ogre. Champion, are you ready? The beast appears to not understand the question, but scratches his armpits. The ruffian nods. Place a bet. Okay. I'm putting money on the barbarian. That's Anvar, right? Rules of the fight. No rules. But no weapons. That's the only rule. Okay, Anvar. We're going with Anvar the Barbarian. I'm going to bet 3 good pieces. You hand out, or I bet on the Barbarian, you tell him. Maximum bet is 3 gold pieces, the bookie says. Good odds, though. You hand over 3 gold pieces and the bookkeeper makes a mark on his hat for the bet. Meanwhile, in the ring, the fight has begun. The barbarian in the white corner growls and beats his chest. The ogre raises his fists into the air and shakes them. Cast a spell. Can we big? We can't big. Oh no. Dawes. Creates slowness. Dop. Okay, I'm dawsing. You ready the enchantment, preparing to slow one of the 2 combatants. We're going to slow the ogre. You cast the spell over the ogre, and the balance of the fight begins to change. Suddenly, the ogre looks slow and dizzy, and cannot seem to grip his opponent properly. The slow-moving ogre roars with rage and struggles forward against the barbarian, landing a mighty blow. Anvar is looking good. Shout for the barbarian. Finish him! You shout to the barbarian, who bellows with anger. The barbarian beats his chest and pounds the ogre heavily about the head. Anvar's agility is helping him take the fight. Then the ogre puts in a devastating sideswipe. The barbarian staggers suddenly. The crowd gasps, but then he picks himself up once more. God damn, we probably really do have to help this man out. Read minds? We don't. No, we're not. We're not wasting the skull cap for that. Create illusions. Huh. Let's double dawes him. I'm just curious to see what it'll do. You cast the spell, but it's already active. There's little more you can do. The ogre's lip is split and bleeding. Anvar roars and thumps his opponent in the back. But the fight could still go either way. What spells do I have exactly? Because we don't have anything. We only have Dawes, basically. We could see if we can mag our guy. Make him immune to magic. I don't see that as an option though, sadly. Sap. Cause depression. Cast it over the ogre. I forgot about sap. We just gave this man clinical depression so we could win a few shekels. Oh my god. You cast the enchantment over the ogre, who begins to look miserable. You have given Anvar a much-needed boost. The barbarian shouts and gibbers and wallops the ogre in the legs. Anvar is winning. Shout for the barbarian. You holler at the barbarian, but it's not clear that it does any good. Finally, it's over. With a single throw, Anvar the barbarian powers forward and hurls Skull Splitter to the mat. The crowd goes wild. You find the bookkeeper to collect your winnings. You got lucky, sulks the bookkeeper. He hands over 12 gold pieces. Inside the ring, the master of the fight raises the barbarian's fists in the air. Who challenges our champion? The prize is 10 gold pieces. We're taking up the challenge. I challenge him, you cry. All eyes turn to you. The fight master beams. We have a stranger taking the challenge, he declares. Let him through. The crowd parts and you're helped up into the ring. Under his breath, the fight master outlines the rules. A fair fight, no magic, and pound your enemy until they can't stand. Ready? He asks. And not to keep you all waiting, but I have to go pee/get water. I'll be right back. Okay, gamers. Water has been gotten and pee has been released. Insane concepts here. Oh. I needed the water for the fight, man. I need to make sure I'm hydrated. Look over the barbarian. You look over your opponent. He's almost half as tall as you, with muscles on his chest and arm like sculpted wax. It's the black corner, then, the ruffian announces. In the black corner, then, the ruffian announces, is Anvar. In the white corner, the ruffian turns to you and hisses. What should I call you? The Annalander. You declare, shouting so the crowd can hear. They catch the name and throw it up into the sky. The Annalander! They cheer. The crowd begin to furiously place bets, and you can hear them discussing your relative merits. He looks feeble. He looks like a maniac to me. You ready your fists. In a fist fight, damage is lower, but power refreshes more quickly. I'ma go for a strong opening. The barbarian raises his fists into the air and roars. The crowd roars in return. The bell rings and you charge forward, bellowing, "For Annaland!" Anvar charges straight back at you. You meet in a heavy collision of bodies. Everyone in the crowd is surprised when Anvar falls back onto the mat and you emerge still standing. The fight master applauds. "Let's hear it for our challenger," he cries. He steps backwards across the ring, putting space between you. I'm going apeshit. You strike again, moving quick. You aim for his midriff. As the barbarian swings for your head, Anvar staggers suddenly, crashing into ropes at the side of the ring. A gasp goes up from the crowd. He's holding back. Someone in the crowd is shouting advice. Body blow time. Block. You drop into a defensive crouch. The barbarian tries a weak punch, but you duck out of the way. He beats his huge chest and roars. Block again. You stay low. Your suspicion is well-founded. A moment later, the barbarian stomps forward with all his weight, knocking you back across the ring. Full send. Utto. Readying a forceful blow, you hurl forwards. The barbarian blocks your blow. I'm going to block this guy. You drop back defensively. The barbarian... Sorry, hold on. The line is weird. The barbarian peer at you in return through his floppy fringe. Block. The crowd are spurring on Anvar. Take him out, someone calls. Full send. Preparing a heavy swing, you charge your opponent. Anvar staggers back, gasping, his face a mess of blood and bruises. Summoning the last ounce of strength in your arms, you ready a final knockout punch that sends him back across the mat and out of the ring. 2 stamina lost. Brilliant boxing. You stagger from the ring, the crowd cheering for you, and collect your winnings. It's all up from here, fellas. Let's go to the end of the fair. You push your way through the crowd, following the road uphill. The party is getting wilder, and you could do well to be away from here before things get out of hand. At the far edge of the fair, the litter has left a tide mark on the grass. There's one last small tent here, probably a ticket booth that has simply been ignored by the crowds of care. Look at the small tent. Looking more closely, you spot a sign above its door. Cabinet of Fortune. Try your luck. A prize for all. Do we get greedy? I think we get greedy. Greed is good, right? I think it is. Let's make a move. You have time to test your luck, no doubt, if you wanted. Wait, hold on. No. You go over to the tent and push back the flap. Inside, a grubby, bearded man leaps up from where he was sitting cross-legged on the floor and comes to pump your hand. "Welcome, welcome, my friend," he exclaims somewhat over-enthusiastically. "And let's see what prize you can win today. You must know this. There are no losers at the Honest Hannah's Cabinet of Fortune." He gestures with one hand towards the large glass cabinet at the center of the tent. Look inside the cabinet. You step forward and peer into the glass. Inside there are piles of jewelry, books, gold, and other things, as well as a small, wiry creature curled up fast asleep. What do I do? It's a most simple game. Honest Hannah replies with glee. You give me 2 gold pieces, then my pet will fetch something for you. I have no gold. I'm gonna suss this out. But what can we do? We can suss. We can mag. Oh my god, I'm clicking the A, aren't I? Protects from magic. Yeah, this man is dudded, probably. Like, this is what I was going back to check. I'm like 100% sure that this is a dud. That there's no actual treasure. We might be able to dumb. Wait, no, dumb doesn't really work here. Sus is a good one. I'm pretty sure this is just an illusion and there's no actual treasure. We could tell, but that I feel like that'd be a waste of a skull cap, honestly. We could dim, maybe. Works by neutralizing the attacking spell. So if we mag ourselves, then the treasure will likely fizzle, right? If it is indeed fake. Can we mag, though? Looks like we can. You cast the spell and feel a sense of protection encase you. Should there be any ill magic in the cabinet, you will now be safe from it. Pay him. You pay him 2 gold pieces, and Hannah goes over to the cabinet and presses a small button on the side. It seems to open a cantilevered spike, which pokes the creature, who squeals and jumps from its perch and begins to flutter around inside the case. Watch. The creature keeps flapping around inside. Eventually, the creature selects something from the prize pool, which drops into a chute in the far side of the cabinet. Take the prize. You open the flap and remove a small leather pouch. You open it and it seems to be empty, but a moment later, you find you are scratching your neck, behind your ears, your arms. Please, Hannah remarks. I'll have the pouch back through if you don't mind. He snatches it back from you while staying well back. Wait, what the fuck? I just got fleed. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm rewinding for that. Okay, I'm just gonna tell him I have no gold. That's my rewind. Hannah looks disappointed. His smile slips. Oh, you don't, he says. I suppose you spent it all on dancing girls like everyone else. Next year, I'm going to get here early and pitch my tent right in the middle of the fair. I'm tired of being left on the outside. Good idea. Don't you think so? Honest Anna looks at you with big, fairly stupid eyes. I'll be honest with you, he whispers. This isn't even my stall. It was my father's. Along with that thing. He points at the creature in the glass case. I don't know what it is, but I know it's hungry. He shivers. Give it to me. I could dispose of it for you. Hannah seems to consider that for a moment, then shakes his head. No. Thank you, but no. I couldn't. It's all I've got left of my father. He wasn't a bad man, you know. Just angered that terrible wizard Logrid. Or Lorag. And suddenly, he just wasn't there anymore. There was just that horrible creature hiding in his room and wearing his clothes. Look at the creature. Looking closer at the creature, you begin to see a familial resemblance. I think that's your father. you tell him softly. Hannah stares at you, then bursts into laughter. My father? That thing? That's good. That's very good. No. My father was a huge man and thick with a big beard. Nothing like that skinny wretch. No. My father was killed. But thanks for taking an interest. He waves and gestures for the door. Good luck. He shrugs, and you leave the hut. You've found one new clue. Dude, so, like, that's the really interesting shit, right? Like, that could have gone, like, so many different... I just love how each branch has, like, so much depth behind it. It's fucking brilliant. I love it. I love this game. Okay. Like, in elementary school, I actually used to be really big into, like, these choose your own adventure books. I remember this one, it was a sci-fi one. Like, I only remember one scene from it, and that's literally it. It's like you're trying to cross a river, and some voice is like, oh no, don't cross the river. No, don't do that. And naturally, I cross the river, and there's like something hidden on the bottom of the river, like invisible, and it eats you. And that's the end of the adventure. That's all I remember. Like, despite being really into choose your own adventure books, when I lived in San Diego and attended Adobe Bluffs Elementary School, that is the only choose your own adventure book I remember, and the only scene from that book that I remember. I'm actually kind of curious to go back, like, try and find it somehow. I don't know. Ask on Reddit. There's definitely some losers there who would be really, really into hunting shit like that down. I don't know. Anyway, enough of a sidetrack. Let's head up. You leave the fair behind you and climb through the fields towards the outskirts of the buildings. Hold on. Jesus Christ. I needed to sneeze, but I think it's gone. Until you reach a fork in the road. The slums district of Lower Care are an unlikely place to find nobles, but you might be able to learn their names or where they're hiding. In the elbow of the fork is a grand, well-kept building. Steam pumps from its roof. A creature emerges, looking refreshed and flushed. It's a bathhouse. Okay, so these are the slums. I'm assuming this down here is Mansion Row, then. Unless this is ironically named Mansion Row. I also still have, like, a long way to go for the docks. And, like, down here, it said it was, like, not midday, but it's probably about midday now. Fuck it. The bathhouse. You step into the cool... Or you step in the... What? You step in the cool of the bathhouse. It is a wide building of marbled tiles and a sweet smell of pine and fresh wood. Gentle noises echo and murmur around the walls. A creature by the front desk greets you with a smile. Good afternoon, sir, it purrs. The water is cool and fresh today. A swim costs 4 gold pieces. Is it worth it? Oh, very, the creature replies with a beaming smile. The waters are Care known for their healing and refreshing qualities. We have a steam room and a lagoon pool. You'll be well catered for. Oh, yeah? Waters of Care. Huh. Refreshing, huh? You shake your head to the creature behind the desk. I don't think it's for me. The creature returns to picking dirt from its fingernails as you step outside onto the street. I just see, like, they're definitely yoinking that shit from the river. Kind of sus. You know, it's a medieval town. Rivers are kind of basically the sewer system. Ain't for me, man. We're heading uphill. The road twists and turns up the rise until you emerge onto a wider road on the edge of dense slum. From inside, down a street to the left, you hear the faint sound of singing. The smell of rotting fish begins to fill the air. You must be close to the docks. Let's head for the docks. You emerge from a narrow, winding alley onto an open space. On the far side, the Jabberjee River slides past, its surface strewn with flotsam and jetsam, dragged up from the fallen parts of the city. Flotsam and... Is that just a goofy way of saying sewage? I'm checking. Flotsam is the wreckage of a ship or its cargo floating, washed up by the sea. Interesting. Jetsam is unwanted materials or goods that have been thrown overboard from a ship and washed ashore, especially material that's been discarded to lighten the vessel. Okay. The sails of the boats at anchor billow and snap in the breeze. You have reached the docks, the beating heart of Care. Look around. There are 2 or 3 ships moored for the night, and the space between them, I think I'm having an aneurysm. There are 2 or 3 ships moored for the night, and the space between them and the road is filled with a huge number of stalls and little shops, selling everything from fishing tackle to sailing blocks to barrels of woodlouse rum. This must be a thriving marketplace during the day. With the night approaching, it's a maze of booths and cloth. A single bridge crosses the river here, operated with ropes to let the tall ships through. Right now, the bridge is up, allowing ships to sail through undisturbed. There are 2 inns visible from here, the Wayfarer's Rest and the Meat and Cleaver. There's nothing obviously different about either of them. Also, somewhere nearby is the Shrine of Slang. Hold on, let me switch. I just realized that my chat was set to top chat instead of live chat. I don't think it matters, honestly, since I'll get like 1 person popping in either way. But I'm just worried. I think I might have broken the game by clicking off. Okay, no, we're chilling. Let's go to the Wayfarer's Rest. We'll hit up the shrine in the morning. Sleep in the market. Sleep in an alley. Okay. We're not doing any of that. That is a terrible idea. You make your way inside the Wayfarer's Rest. It's a lively, bustling place. The innkeeper behind the bar is trying to serve numerous creatures, all demanding ale at the same time, while around the tables, salty types and buxom wenches are laughing together and singing shanties. What did... Huh. I'm trying to remember exactly what Flanker said. I know he said the Wayfarer's Rest. But I forget if he wanted the bar or the table. Surely he wanted a table. You take a seat between a swarthy Jesus Christ. You take a seat between a swarthy sailor with an eye patch and a swarthy woman who also wears an eye patch. Damn, a match made in heaven. Greet the company. You greet the sailor and woman. You're nae salty doig, the man remarks. What you say, Erica? Or Eka? The woman, Eka, laughs a deep, throaty laugh. Not salty, but stray, she bears. Tell them about myself. I'm from Analand, you tell them. You're looking to cern on it. Isn't... I cannot decipher sailor language. No, I'm not looking to sign on. I'm just passing through. Huh. He nods, then drinks a big gulp of beer and rubs his stomach as though it pains him. I got that too. Listen, the sailor mutters. Do you play Swindersons? I do, but not tonight. I need to rest. The sailor shrugs. Oh well, as you like. Get up from the table. You get to your feet. Don't go far, murmurs the woman with the eye patch, smiling. Your eyes float around the busy room and light on a shadowy figure in one corner. Flanker. You go over and sit by the assassin. There you are again, he declares with pleasure. He seems more relaxed than earlier. Perhaps he has completed whatever mission he was here to perform. But tell me, friend, he murmurs, do you play dice? Swindlestones. Flanker's smile broadens. I see you know it. From a hidden pouch in his tunic, he pulls out a set of dice and pushes half of them across the table to you. Take them. Play for fun? The assassin shakes his head. I do not play anything for fun. He considers for a moment. Let me propose a modest wager. If you win, I will help you with your quest. But if I win,
My obligation to you is at an end. Should we meet again, I will have the freedom to cleave your neck from your shoulders. Do you agree?
Very well. Flanker counts out 5 dice each and takes first bid. Indeed. I will not allow your inane words to turn me from my game, so do not attempt such a strategy. Aha! This game is of concentration and focus. My goodness, or my goddess, will protect you, will protect me from your talk. I cannot read today, can I? He bets 3 on that. Oh. Oh my god, hold on. There's a whole, like, thing up here. So what are you doing in care, my friend? 1. You ask the opening bidding. I will not allow your inane words to distract me from my game, so do not attempt such a strategy. 1, 2. I'm only asking questions. 2 1s, you reply defensively. He comes out of nowhere with 2 4s. Three 4s. Indeed. Perhaps if I talk louder, some of the other people in this inn will come and watch your defeat. 3 4s. Your words are the buzzing of the mosquito, irritating but harmless. I'm going to call it here. Perhaps I'm a bit eager, but... Because what did he bet before? Yeah. Only 3 4s, the round is yours. Oh, baby, let's go. Okay. I see. 1 2. Two 2s. You roll your dice. Flanker seems to glance for only a second under his palm and sucks his teeth. Flanker studies his dice with great concentration. Here. 1 2. So you're serious about not talking. 2 2s. A reputation once injured cannot be salved. Every humiliation is a scar one carries to the grave. 2 4s. Might be able to do 3 4s. Be silent, I demand it of you. God damn, dude. I'm gonna go with 3 2s. Oh, I can't. I mean, it's an unlikely bet for him to bet that, so I'm gonna call it. Because I know I only have 1. I guess they are 4-sided dice. So what's the probability there? 0.2 0.25 times 0.25 times 0.25. I forget. Oh god, I took like a probability class last semester and I forget how it works. Only 2 fours, the round is yours. Roll dice again. Flanker curses and flicks one of his dice out of his hand. You roll out your dice and consider your opening bid. I'd rather not sit in silence as we play. I'm going to do 2 ones. When chatter is your only hope of victory, I'm not surprised. I'm not only interested in victory. He rolls 3 ones. I'm going to do 4 ones. I have much I want to ask you. 4 ones. There's time for talk and there's time for a carefully calculated victory. 5 ones. I think we've gone a bit too far here now, Flanker. There are 5 ones. Flanker wins the round. All right. I choose 1, 2. 2 twos. I will bid 2 threes. Did he bid 3s before? Bid 4 threes. My bid is 5 threes. Huh. Again, I think it's too far. Only 3 threes, the round is yours. Yippee! Okay. Flanker pushes a die on the floor. You roll out your dice and consider your opening bid. It seems to me that this city is not suiting you. Indeed, it is true. I am much happier out in the hills. 2 twos. 3 twos. Too many people? Everything about this place is fetid. 4 twos. Calling bullshit. Fuck. Okay. How about we lead with a 1? One, 1. I'm going to do 2 ones. Well then, 2 twos. I'm going to do 3 threes. I'm a full send. Call. 3 threes, the round is yours. Oh, he's pissed. Flanker sighs and puts one of his dice across the table. Roll again. Ah. So why are you here? Why are you why are you asking me who I've been assigned to kill? It would be against the code for me to divulge such a thing. 2 1s. Aha. I'll raise that. I'm calling out. Only 2 1s. The game is yours. Flanker nods deeply. Sindla, preserve me. I have lost to you again. Come with me. Oh, I'm not doing the voice. Sindla, preserve me. I have lost to you again. Come with me. I will take you to the council. The who? The council? The leaders of care are... The leaders of care are madmen and pirates, but not fools. They might be persuaded to see the sense of your mission, he replies. Especially if you have the gold to cover their pockets. Shall we go? Where is the council? It's harder to find, Flanker says. Or, it's hard to find, Flanker says. Presumably in jest, because it's the tallest building in Care, but most of its height is built underground, so from the street, it looks just like another dwelling, but I know where it is. Fuck it, bro. Let's go. Excellent. Flanker beams, finishing his beer and gesturing to the door. Follow me. You follow Flanker across the top of the dock. He moves fast like a fleeting shadow, but somehow contrives to never disappear from your sight. He does not speak, and your attempts at conversation are met with immediate silence. Finally, you arrive outside an ordinary-looking building. This is it, he declares. Wait here, and I will go inside. He disappears through the door. Look over the house. The house to which Flanker has just gone, or has gone is just that, surely. The windows are thick bottle glass, and the door is tarred wood studded with rivets and painted black. The roof, only a single story up, is overgrown with weeds. Other identical dwellings stand either side. Still nothing. The building in front of you does not seem like any council chamber. Perhaps this is a trap. Look through the windows. You peer through one of the windows, but the glass is so thick and heavily streaked on the inside with candle grease, you cannot make anything out. Wait. You wait. Flanker does not reappear. Wait. Minutes pass. Wait. Time passes. In the distance, you hear the sound of cartwheels rattling down the cobbles from the dock. They are quickly lost in the bustle of lower care.
Wait. You hear the footsteps of the guards marching past you. Perhaps they will come here. But they turn away. This place, it seems, it's not even important enough to warrant a visit. Wait. Long minutes pass. Wait. Time passes. Wait. More time passes. Wait. Minutes pass. Is it just going to keep giving us this? Does it really want us to, like... Wait here and I will go inside. I trust Flanker. Bro, I am patient, bro. Okay. We're trying the door. Ignoring Flanker's instructions, you try the door. It's unlocked. What the hell? Oh my god, hold on. Okay, we'll see where this leads us, but I have the strong impression to go back and, like, wait thrice more. Because what? We waited like 12 times or something, right? Step inside. You are in a wide room. Chairs line the walls, but there's no other furniture. If this is someone's house, it has been meticulously robbed. But if not, you cannot see what function it does serve. But it cannot be abandoned. A fire in the hearth blazes out heat. There's no sign of Flanker anywhere, but there are also no other doors. Look at the fire. You go over to the fire to warm your hands. It seems normal enough, and it's hot enough to roast a pig. A voice booms out of nowhere. Please, it says, be seated. I'll sit down. You choose a seat near the door and sit down. Something strange happens the moment you take the weight off your feet. It is as though the far wall no longer exists. In its place, a long hallway lined with cloth banners and torches placed on brass poles. 2 guards stand halfway down the hallway, and between them you see Flanker in deep conversation. Watch. You hang back and watch. I'm sorry, the first guard is saying. The council is in session and cannot be disturbed. Flanker is shaking his head. This is incorrect, as you well know. The guard smiles tightly in reply. Flanker turns around and waves to you. Please, join me. Walk over to him. You stand and stride over to join the assassin. I'm afraid the council is in session, the guard repeats, louder now. Then I need to see them. No one sees the council when they're in session, the guard replies, primly. Oh, dude, I could bribe the guard with, like, fake money.
I'm curious to see what Flanker does, though. You hang back to see what Flanker will do. The assassin bows his cowled head. I'm sorry for your family, he says quietly. Then, a moment later, his long steel blade is in his hands at the neck of one of the guards. There's a peaceful way to do this. I need to see them. I'm going to cast a spell. What is that one spell? The create fake treasure. I want to swindle this man. Dud. Let's hit him with the dud. If we can. You cast the spell, creating a carefully managed illusion with a small bag of gold pieces, containing maybe 20 or 30 coins, which you offer to the guard. For your trouble, you suggest. What do you think? There's a little discussion. The first guard opens the door, and Flanker sweeps inside. This is the main council chamber of care. A wide room with a domed roof supported by tall pillars, ornately carved with monsters, serpents, and instruments of torture. In the center, 12 throne-like seats are arranged in a circle, with one on a raised dais, presumably the seat of the first noble. All are empty. A chalk circle has been drawn just inside the Ring of Thrones. Flanker frowns. This is not right, he muses. Examine the circle. You approach the chalk circle. It appears to be just what it seems, a circle, inscribed on the stone floor of the room. The only remarkable thing about it is how perfect it is. It's a flawless curve. Rather too well drawn, Flanker says, echoing your thoughts. That makes me suspicious. Walk into the circle. You step towards the chalk circle. At the last moment, Flanker rushes forward and catches your arm. No, he exclaims. He holds you back just at the edge. Once, he breathes, you saved my life. Now I save yours to clear my debt to you. That is no circle. That is a portal trap. You mentioned portal traps before. Good, Flanker replies. You will need to know about them before you are to journey through Jesus Christ. Good, Flanker replies. You will need to know about them if you are to journey through North Care. What does a trap look like? Exactly the point, my friend. That's why these traps are so powerful. They are quite invisible. They can pierce anything, but should you stand in one, you will be transported. Transported where? You ask, looking at the chalk circle with curiosity.
wherever the setter chooses, inside solid rock, high in midair. The tradition and care has been to dump unfortunates into the sewers. Most do not come back. How can you avoid them?
Flanker nods.
Intelligence must be used. The traps have one flaw in their design. They require perfect symmetry to maintain their illusion. This means that, whatever form they have taken, they will always appear to be a perfect circle, just like this. With a cautious toe, he indicates the chalk ring. Flanker moves suddenly towards the door, then turns to you. But the important thing about the traps, he says, almost angrily, is that they are no longer under the control of the people of Care. Who controls them now? Your naivete is most pleasing, he answers. Whom do you think? When a people is given something, or when a people is given something of power, who takes that thing away? The nobles, of course. For many years now, every trap and care has been moved and placed by Sanzas himself. So why is there a trap here? Flanker's dark eyes flash. Why, indeed? It makes little sense. Flanker turns once more. I've seen enough. I must think on what we've seen here. He sweeps towards the door. It'd be really funny to step into the trap, but also, it's not the best of ideas. Together, you head out of the chamber. The guard holding the pouch of money tries to stop you. About this bag, but you move faster. The wall seals up behind you. The road climbs further, looping back on itself as it climbs. Several little alleys disappear off between homes and buildings on either side. Okay, hold on. Actually, whoa. Wait. I'm rewinding. Can I not? Am I past that now? Hold on. Oh my god. Okay. Well, I wanted to rewind and ask who Sanzas is. I feel like we have that somewhere. I think it was mentioned. He's the first noble. Whatever. Right. Let's read this. The road climbs further, looping back on itself as it climbs. Several little alleys disappear off between homes on either side. The area of the town is a spider's web that would easily. Oh my god. I think I'm having a stroke here. I think sleepiness has revisited my brain. The road climbs further, looping back on itself as it climbs. Several little alleys disappear off between homes and buildings on either side. This area of town is a spider's web that would be easy to lose oneself in. You pass a shop with a brass sign above it, Metal Workers Guild. However, it seems to be closed for the night. You return to the docks. You still need to find somewhere to stay for the night. The shrine is nearby.
You can sit by the river? I'm intrigued. Cair is renowned as a city of thieves and villains, and it's not earned that reputation for nothing. To sleep outside is to invite disaster. Instead, you sit yourself on the edge of a fat, slug-like Jabberjee River, where the air turns fresh and stomach-churningly rancid, both of which should help you stay awake through the long watches of the night. Hold on, I'm not gonna sit by the river throughout the night. We'll go to the Meat and Cleaver. The Meat and Cleaver is a small, grimy place. It looks like it's been converted from a wood store. Rats run across the floor, and the customers at the table look haggard and tired, as if just smelling the air is draining them. By the bar, a stooped and hunched innkeeper wipes his beer mugs with a filthy handkerchief. Go over to the bar. The innkeeper stands up as straight as he can to greet you. Ask him about trade. How is trade here? The man peers at you. Trade? This is a dock, and I sell beer. Trade is about the same as it's always been. He shrugs. I know the city is supposed to be going to the dogs and falling apart, but I don't believe it. People are always saying that. But they're still here most nights, drinking their beer. Ask about food. We're out of food, I'm afraid. He points to one group in the corner. Those lot ate everything. Musicians. They're always hungry, but good for drinking. How is the city falling apart? Well, you've heard, he said, despite the fact you are clearly telling him you have not heard. What with the council being in session for 3 straight weeks, and the rumors about you-know-who doing you-know-what. Who? Who? Vic. Though I don't think he'll do it. Not even he can take the council by force. Ask about Vic. The innkeeper is suddenly quite afraid. You're a friend of his, aren't you? I should have guessed. Listen here. I'll vote for him. Vic for first noble. With that, he shuts up. Ask about rooms. Got no rooms, he replies, too quietly. You go over to the table with a space. May I sit? You say to the occupants. The man waves a hand and shifts to one side. My name is Jira, he says. I'm a musician. You're a traveler, he smiles. Have you enjoyed your day in Cair? I looked for nobles, but found none. I'm not surprised, Jira replies. You'd do better trying to find a shred of decency in Sans' heart than find the nobles he's been running out of town. The others laugh, but one of the women shakes her head, saying softly, He's not run any out of town. If they were out, he wouldn't be able to control them. He's crippled them all instead. Jira introduces his friend with a gesture. This is Almira. She's a dancer, but don't let that fool you. She's a thoughtful soul, if ever there was one. Almira nods her head. Crippled how? Almira shrugs. One blind, one dead, one undead. But buried in the necropolis anyway, so I hear. She smiles, then drops her eyes to her beer. Jira crunches on a battered skunk bear toe. So, he says, you're not staying here tonight? Or are you staying here tonight? Not sure yet. You're right not to be sure. I don't know many. I'm stopping after this conversation. My brain's barely functioning. You're right not to be sure. I don't know many as would risk the beds at the heated Reaver, or whatever this place is called. The owner makes good rat bone fritters, but he's a few giblets short of a casserole. Where should I stay? The other inn isn't bad, though I hear that Vic tends to scoop up the drunks. He nods meaningfully. Who is he? Vic? Jira pulls a grim face. I wouldn't say Vic was a good man to know, or rather, there's many who know him and wish they didn't. Vic's a bad man, head of the slave ring, and looking to be head of a lot more, or so I hear. Almira agrees. They say he intends to overrun the council. That's impossible, but if he's planning it, I suspect he has a trick up his sleeve. What kind of trick? She shakes her head. I have no idea. But Vic is a clever man, indeed, and not afraid to work in league with sorcerers and the darker arts. Jira tries to lighten the tone, raising a toast with his mug. You mentioned a blind noble. Where can I find him? How would I know? There's a lot of beggars in Care. Jira sighs. It's late. We should be going. Almira nods and shakes his hand. Arm in arm, they bid you farewell and leave the inn. This place is too disgusting. You turn back and head out into the street. You walk back to the docks. You are running out of options. The shrine is nearby as well. I can't go into here for some reason. Presumably because I've already been here. You remember the shrine is near the docks. You search the side streets until you see a promising-looking low building. Enter the shrine. You step into the doorway of the shrine at the same time as a woman and her child are leaving. He really is a holy man, Mother, the little one is saying. Layson's lame brother answered his question, and he ran off the stage. The mother nods, and the pair leave. Interesting. Step inside. The shrine is an old stone building, garnished decoratedly with hanging cloths and thick candles that fill the air with the smell of grease and tar. At the end, on a low platform, stands a hooded figure in a white robe, who is talking to the assembled crowd. Does anyone else wish to take the test of slaying the god of malice? The priest cries out. A murmur goes around the crowd. People are nervous, but excited. Ask someone about the challenge. You nudge someone next to you. What is this challenge? You ask. It is a test of slaying, the woman I'm dying? The woman replies in a whisper. He grants you a wish if you can answer him correctly, but you have to worship him, or else the question he asks is impossible. She shudders and grins. They don't call him the god of malice for nothing. Are your hearts so cold? Taunts the priest.
Does no one here want anything? Is no one in dire or need of a god's aid? I'm going to wait and watch. You wait and watch. Suddenly, a man leaps to his feet. I'll do it, he declares. The rest of the group cheers, and the man, a geriatric, is helped up onto the platform. Are you a follower of slang? The priest asks. The man spits. Very well. In one corner of the room, a gong is sounded, and the crowd falls silent. Which do you choose? The priest demands of the man. Will you take the impossible challenge or pay the price of the easy challenge? The man looks uncertain and turns to the audience. People begin to shout suggestions. I'm not taking part in this. You sit back, curious to see what happens. The crowd is split. Some want the drama of the impossible, others wanting to see the man be granted his blessing. A few minutes later, priests quiet the room and turn back to the man. So, what do you choose? I'll take the impossible challenge. The man grins. Very well, the priest declares. There's no price for the impossible challenge. Are you ready? The man nods excitedly. The crowd. Hush. Wait and listen. Then tell me, what is the answer to the question that is never asked? The man falls silent for a moment, chewing his lower lip, musing over his answer. Finally, he says, silence. Is he correct? The priest smiles sadly and shakes his head. A clever answer, but not correct. The crowd sigh in disappointment. The woman next to you remark, people always try the impossible challenge. You'd think they'd get the hint. The man leaves the platform and the priest turns back to the crowd. Who will be next? As he waits for an answer, the priest plucks a knife from his belt and casually stabs it into his own hand. I mean, all right. A little bit of masochism, just for the evening. The crowd is a mixture of young and old, women and men. Some cheer and joke and murmur, while others have their legs and arms folded in a devout pose and pray through silent lips. Many are spectators, and how many are spectators, and how many are followers of slang you cannot tell. Let's try our hand at the impossible challenge. I will take the challenge. A stranger, the priest calls with glee. Welcome him, please. The crowd whisper and murmur as you make your way up to the platform. Welcome, stranger, the priest declares, helping you up. Are you ready to take the challenge, knowing full well that very few succeed? I am. The crowd cheer in your response. Then know this, slang is not a punishing god, but he is malicious. He does not wish for you to fail, but should you fail, he wishes you to know that it was all your own fault. Let him continue. Our practice is that you may choose which question to answer, but know this, One is impossible and the other is easy. And to answer the easy question, you must give up something you hold most dear. The crowd are watching in expectant silence. It's time for you to choose. I choose the impossible. Huh. What is the answer to the question that has never been asked? We know silence is not the answer. I do not know is a possible answer. Malice seems a bit straightforward. Because it's just, ah ha ha, yes, he's a malicious god, ah ha ha ha. Silence is a good answer, though. Infinity doesn't really make sense. I don't know, man. Fuck it, I guess we're going with I don't know. You can see the priest glee. That was not the right answer. You have failed the test of slang. You walk into the street, the crowd laughing at you as you go. Damn. Maybe we revert. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna revert.
Huh. I kind of want to revert back before we entered the temple. Honestly. How far can I... Oh, wait. Okay, so this is how I revert in total. Okay. I kind of should have guessed, you know, since there's tick marks and everything. Wait, hold on. So then I can go back to... No, I'm not going to go that far back. We can sleep in the market. Have all of our shit stolen if we do that. You head over to the empty stalls of the market. The covers and awnings should provide ample shelter. With so many stands, you will be well hidden from any passing thieves. Eat something. Before settling down, you eat the apple and feel a little better for it. Then you stretch out beside one of the stalls with your pack beneath your head. You close your eyes. It really is the same evening. The gathering clouds, the fading light. Incredible. You sleep soundly until you are awoken by the sound of footsteps in stalls nearby. You wake up immediately. Listen. You keep your breathing quiet and listen. 2 men are talking in whispers in one of the stalls to your right. Did you find any? One man asks. The second grunts. Nothing any good. I told him, the first replies. Snatch too many people, not even carrions will stay indoors. And even carrions will stay indoors. Keep listening. How many do we have? Enough to get more. The second answers. Not enough to do anything with them. No one's even seen Sansus for 3 weeks. The first makes a coughing noise. He says something else, but it's too quiet to hear. Are you sure about that? How do you think Sansus got to be first? The other replies. You stay low and listen a bit further, but the 2 men are saying nothing more. Then you hear a noise. A third man is approaching. This one seems to have a dog with him. The other greet one another. And he finds a couple of strays, the new voice remarks. The dog begins to bark. The voice murmurs something, but you're too far away to hear it. Get away. Kidnappers, slavers, either way, these men are clearly dangerous. You edge away between the stalls. Creep left. You turn to the left and crawl forwards. Suddenly, the men's conversation stops. Did you hear that? One barks. Over there. Oh shit. Do we run for it? Run for it. You jump to your feet and run. There's one.
Alpana fetch. Something is bounding after you through the stalls. You veer this way and that, between slats and canopies, trying to confuse the creature, but it seems like you'll pass like water through every gap, and nothing seems to slow you down. You're getting close to the riverside now. The beast is almost at your heel. In a moment, it'll spring. Fuck. If I go into the river, I'll probably be carried down quite far. And I've still got a good portion of this to go. We'll keep running. You dodge in and out, weave around, and then finally burst through a loose tent front, wheel about, and pull the rope that closes the opening. The creature slams into a thick tarpaulin and begins to scrabble and scratch at it. It won't hold for long. Head for an inn. You race away out of the market, towards the inns on the waterfront. One has closed its doors for the night, but the Wayfarer's Rest is still busy, with music and cheerful banter floating out through its windows. There's also an alley on one side of the inn where you might be able to hide. You race to the door and slam it behind you. No one seems to notice your entrance. The inn is just as you left it. You fight your way through the creatures to the bar. After a minute or so, you manage to catch the innkeeper's attention. Look him over. The innkeeper's a surly, bald-headed man used to dealing with the rabble from the docks. He runs this place like a school teacher, controlling an unruly classroom. Eyes everywhere, hands quickly at collecting money and keeping others out of the till. Greetings, you say. Nice place you have here. The innkeeper nods at you. He's clearly impressed by your dress and well-educated tone. And what be your purpose in these parts? He asks. The other creature at the bar jostle each other for space. Ask the price for a room. He holds up 4 fingers. Let's pay for a room. You hand over 4 gold pieces. For a moment, the attention of every other creature in the bar is distracted by the shine. The innkeeper slips the coins into his belt and the conversation resumes. He jerks a thumb to the staircase in one corner. Go up whenever you like. A ruffian knocks over a dwarf's mug of ale and a fight breaks out. The fight that breaks out is short and sharp and ends with the heel of an axe breaking the ruffian's nose. A great cheer goes up and the innkeeper replaces the ale free of charge. Damn. Head away from the bar. You push your way back out of the crowd at the bar. When the yard's arm is high, that's when you know I'm dry, sings another tight sailor from one corner. You head upstairs to the room above the inn. The room is small but clean. You lie down, tired from your day of walking through the busy city. Sleep. Then it is time to sleep. You close your eyes, and the noise from downstairs does not trouble you for too long. Your dreams are cluttered and crazy. Red eyes begin to loom at you. You seem to be walking forward. Traps spring at your feet. Flanker laughs and raises his sword, plunging it deep into your neck. Face after face laughs at you. Face after face laughs as you ask about spells. 4, says one. There are 11 spells, 13, 49, and somewhere beneath your feet you hear a man cackling with laughter, and the crown is on his head,
beyond your reach.
And I think we'll end here. Because I need to sleep again. I'll catch you all later, fellas.